6 films: The Loved Ones, Roommate, Friday the 13th, Insidious, The Shining and The Conjuring, as they are all in the same genre as mine. However, I focused on Roommate and The Loved Ones. In the trailer, The Loved Ones, Roommate and Insidious all started with an equilibrium stage. For example, Insidious showed a man sitting in a chair and the setting of the house. The Loved Ones also included an establishing shot and showed 2 teenagers at college, and The Roommate showed an establishing shot with a girl starting a new college. However, The Conjuring and Friday the 13th began with a snippet of the disruption. I decided to follow the conventions of The Loved Ones, Insidious and Roommate, as I wanted to follow typical conventions for the majority of film trailers made in the same genre. These 3 all follow Todorow's theory, as none of them show a new equilibrium, and this is a typical convention in film trailers in general. I'm sure they didn't show too much of the attempt to repair stage, as this is a distinctive convention of horror genres, as you do not want to give too much away. I made sure I used iconography and mise-en-scène well in my trailer. For example, in The Roommate, the equilibrium sets the scene with the establishing shot of the college and the main character Sarah moving there. By using a new college, it is a place that the character is not familiar with, and these settings are frequently used in a horror trailer. When filming my trailer, I chose to film it in my house, as it is old and has a realistic setting. Like The Roommate, my second shot is of the characters in the building they had previously shown to set the scene. Similarly to The Loved Ones, who film most of their scenes in a cold, isolated place, I did the same and filmed majority of my trailer in the basement at my house, as I thought it would set my scene perfectly with the correct mise-en-scène. I made sure I used props in my trailer to conventionally fit in with the genre of my film. In The Loved Ones, a drill was shown in their trailer. I decided to follow their conventions and use a drill in my montage, as it creates a sense of fear which is deemed as important in a horror trailer. I also chose to use a kitchen knife, which is not shown in any of the film trailers I analysed. However, I developed the idea of using props and chose a kitchen knife because I think it became more effective when being controlled by a woman with psychological issues. This would therefore create tension for the audience. In The Conjuring, the characters are all dressed in normal clothes. When deciding the characters' costumes, I decided to dress them in normal clothing. This therefore doesn't give too much away to the audience. However, when doing so, I ensured that the victim was dressed in white, as this connotes innocence and vulnerability, and I dressed the antagonist in black, as this connotes danger and death. This helps create a mystery and enigma, and also uses typical conventions of a horror trailer. In all the film trailers I analysed, apart from The Loved Ones, they show the male character as a strong, powerful one, and the female as the weak, vulnerable one. This links in with Laura Mulvey and her idea of male gaze, as women can more often only watch a film from a secondary perspective, and males normally stereotype women as being weak. However, in The Loved Ones, the man is represented as the weak one, and the woman as powerful. I decided to follow The Loved Ones conventions and challenge the majority of other horror films to create individualism and uniqueness for my film and test the stereotypes of men and women. Unlike The Conjuring and Insidious, I decided to show the killer to the audience. I felt this was best, as otherwise the story may be difficult to follow, but using short shots of the killer's face and her holding a drilling knife still creates an enigma, as I am not showing too much to the audience. The audience for my trailer will be teenagers or young adults. The certificate for it will be 15+. Insidious, The Conjuring and Roommate all have the same, and The Loved Ones and Friday the 13th is 18. But as I use similar conventions to The Roommate, Insidious and The Conjuring, I felt it was most appropriate to give them the same certificate. My audience will also appeal to young adults and teenagers with a lower demographic, as they can suspend their disbelief into my trailer and would believe my trailer is realistic. My trailer would be too scary for people under 15 and people with a higher demographic, as they wouldn't appreciate it and most likely wouldn't believe it.